Hey y'all, so welcome back to Level Up with Janet E. It is after pageant season. We are in the middle of summer, almost into a new school year. You gotta remember, I'm a empty nester at this point. So anyway, something told me, or God told me, not just something, but God told me, get back to the basics. He said, because that's what people need right now, to get back to the basics. So I'm going to start going into, and this is going to be a 4-part series, but the first thing I want to start with is, what is your purpose? So we're going to talk about that on the next Level Up with Janet E, and a couple of other things as well. All right, see you soon. All right, so I am back. So the Level Up with Janet E. So what we are talking about today is we are talking about just going back to the basics, which is, what is your purpose? So, this is going to be part of a 4-part series in terms of finding out not only what your purpose is, but how do you discover your purpose, and then also what are your gifts, and then how you discover what your gifts are. God has really been imparting to me and focusing on getting me to implore others to get back to the basics, because that's what I think is going to help us as a body under one God to move forward and to stand strong in his kingdom and what he wants us to do. I think sometimes we kind of get into all the semantics and all the stuff, but God is like, you know who I am, you know what to do, just make sure that you're doing it. So once again, I'm going to get back to the basics here, just like he's telling me to do. And so before I go into that, I'm going to just give you kind of highlights of the pageant. It was really nice. I love seeing all the queens. I always love seeing all the queens. My husband went with me this time. This is the first time he's going with me. Usually I go by myself, but this is the first time he's going with me. So it was fun, just going out there and hanging out in Chicago. And then, I won an award. It was actually the inaugural award for the Petite USA. This is the first year that they were doing it for social media content for each division. So I won the inaugural award for social media content for my division, and also the Lifetime Volunteer Community Award. Speaking of that, I am going to the Lifetime Community Achievement Award Gala tomorrow, actually starting tomorrow and going into Saturdays when the actual gala will occur. So I will have pictures from that as well when I come back. So all fun stuff, all for the glory of God, because it's about serving him when we serve others. So that's what it's about. So anyway, oh, hi, JJ. That's my son over there. Yeah. So anyway, he's doing stuff. Anyways, so the first thing I want to talk about in terms of purpose. So, and what is your purpose? So a lot of times we make it very hard for us to find out what our purpose is. A lot of times we look at other people, we focus on other things, we read a lot of books, we try to dig down and say, what is not my purpose? Because then I'll be able to find out what is my purpose. But ultimately, your purpose is rooted and entrenched in God and what he wants you to do minute by minute, day by day, hour by hour, even second by second. So I'm telling you, when I wake up every day, I meditate on, God, what do you want me to do for today? What do you want me to focus on today? What do you want me to use my energy for today? What do you have in terms of revelation knowledge for me today in order for me to move forward and achieve what you want me to achieve in this life? So for me, this is just me, but I think, this is something that I implore other Christians to do as well. If you're trying to seek and find your purpose and where your purpose is, not only on this world, in this life, but also what is your purpose in the kingdom? What is your God-given purpose for helping others, etc.? So is to take it day by day. It doesn't have to be I'm going to look over the next 50 years and figure out what to do. God gives you each day in order to figure out and understand what his will for your life is. Now, he says in the Bible, or the Bible says that ask and you shall find, ask and it shall be given, seek and you shall find, knock and the door will be opened. So the first thing you have to do is be a willing vessel to allow God to come down, meditate on, and focus on what you have for the kingdom. So if you're not focusing on God, it's going to be hard for him to kind of focus and impart in you what he needs to impart in you. So once again, I go back to focus on God, but also follow God. Follow Jesus, follow God, focus on God. Because once you have that focus, day by day, it'll become easier to listen and hear his voice. So that is the second thing. And I'm trying to keep this short because it's over 5 minutes already. But first of all, follow and focus on what he wants you to do. Next thing is to listen and hear what God is saying to you, because a lot of times as we're focusing on him, he will be imparting knowledge into us, wisdom into us, guiding our steps day by day, hour by hour. But if we're not listening to what he's telling us, then it's easy to be distracted. It's easy to go the wrong way. And then when we go the wrong way because of our own flesh, we try to blame God, or we try to blame, he's not talking to me. I'm not, but are you listening? That's the whole thing. Do you have your ears wide open for what he is saying to you? So first of all, focus and follow. Second is listen and be inclined to what he's saying to you. And then the next step after you listen is to obey, is to not only to take an action. So the action comes in, I'm not just listening and focusing and then doing my own thing. What is he telling you to do? And it may not, once again, be that ultimate purpose of what you're going to do in your life, but it's going to lead to what your purpose is in your life. So giving an example of that is, with dance for me, I definitely know that's a God-given purpose for me to be in dance and whatever he has me to do for dance. And I left it open for him, for his will to guide me on what I need to do for dance. And overall, even just for my purpose in my life at this point, what do you want me to do in order to impart you into the world? I'm going to leave it up to you, God. I'm going to surrender it to you. So when I first started in dance, I didn't have any dance experience before I was 30. I just was like, okay, I like dance. Most people like dancing and everything, whatever. So, but for me, I didn't have any formal training. A praise dance leader came to me in church. I still don't know her. She's the girl Keisha, but came to me and said, you look like a praise dancer. You dance like a praise dancer. I didn't know what she was talking about because I'm like, I didn't even know what praise dance really was. But she's like, you dance like a praise dancer. So she kind of put me up there. Thank you, Keisha, for it. But she put me up there in the front, doing praise and worship. And I didn't really think I knew what I was doing. I was like just up there worshiping God in the best way I knew how at that point in time. And she kept on telling me, you dance like a praise dancer. You worship like a praise dancer. So for me, that was like, oh, okay. She saw the gift in me that I didn't even see in myself at that point in time. And then it kind of followed through where A year or two later, I kind of took over the kids ministry, dance ministry at the church, and then God implored me, like, take dance classes. Now, these are regular dance classes like ballet and modern and all the other stuff. So before, I had never taken any dance classes. I was in my mid 30s at this point. And so I'm like, okay, but I'm in praise dance. Not saying praise dance, is not technical, but it's like you can do praise dance and not have to necessarily take a dance class, but it does help. So I think God was trying to build me up to help others, and also to help myself, in terms of, I want you to be strong technically in this craft, because you're going to use it mightily in the kingdom. So all that being said, I've been able to minister many places and groups and things like that, and had dance ministries at different places, different churches, and it's been a blessing. So I have 4 or 5 different young ladies who have flourished and actually have their own dance ministries because of being able to either be in the dance group with churches that I've been with, or kind of being a part of it. So that's something that is a gift that pays itself forward. So all of that being said, is that your purpose is not just about you. Your purpose is about helping someone else also see their purpose in life and in God's kingdom. So what is your purpose? Your purpose is to follow God. Your purpose is to focus on God. Your purpose is to listen to God every day. And your purpose is to obey God. And once you do all that, then your purpose in life will start following you. You won't be able to even run away from it because it will track you down. Best believe that. So all of this hopefully is helpful to you, is resonating in your heart. The next thing we're going to talk about is, how do you find your purpose? We talked about what your purpose is. I'm going to really dig deep a little bit more into different purposes and kingdom and things like that, and how do we really focus on that, and just take it from there. All right, and I will have more updates for you. I love you, my level up lovelies. Stay blessed, stay leveled up, and stay following God, because that's the only way we're going to get through. All right, I love you, my level up lovelies, and see you next month. God bless. Bye.
One, two, three.